just you and me forever.
Do you take this woman as your lawful wedded wife?
Ooh, yeah! Oh,
Place the ring on her finger and repeat after me. With this ring,
no. With this ring,
I thee wed.
I thee wed.
Hello and welcome to With This Ring, episode 59. I'm Ryan Everett.
I'm Cindy Everett.
And today we will be continuing our trek through 1999, and well, the main focus will be SummerSlam 1999, but there's a couple other events that we have to touch on.
There was a lot of setup and like denouement to this show specifically. So, some of my notes are kind of touch and go, so you have to remind me of some of what we saw. But for the most part, I remember liking it.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel at this point we kind of know the beats.
Yeah, and I think this is one of the more even shows that they've done in a little while.
Yeah. Basically, I mean, I say we know the beats, but it's also you see a little bit of the evolution coming in with Edge and Christian, the Hardy Boys, which is nice.
Yeah, definitely. So first, though, before we get to SummerSlam, we have to go back to here, Chicago, Illinois.
Okay. Yes.
And the brand newly renovated Allstate Arena.
Brand new. Come on.
Well, it was the first event held under its new name, the Allstate Arena, and they did get like a facelift. It actually used to be worse than it is now.
Really? Yeah, I don't think I've gotten a facelift since 1999, but that's for a different time.
So it is the Allstate Arena, the first event, and it's the August 9th Raw. And so first we have Jesse Ventura's first appearance in 9 years on WWF television.
Okay, so let's talk about him. So when was his height? Because I feel like we watched a lot of 90s wrestling, never really came across
Right,
him.
yeah. So he was a wrestler in the 70s and early 80s. And then, like, mid-80s, he had blood clots in his brain.
Oh, okay.
So he couldn't wrestle anymore.
Probably good.
But he was such a good talker that they decided to make him an announcer. So, like, 85 through 1990, most events are him and Gorilla Monsoon.
Okay.
So, like, that early golden age WWF, he is one of the voices of it. And, like, for many people, they consider him the best heel color commentator.
Oh, okay.
I mean, he's much better than Pervy King or...
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So he got upset that... Well, for one thing, he was always suing WWF in the 90s. Big thing was like the amount of royalties he would get for videos. Okay. Like he was saying that, well, he does the announcing for all these matches. He should be getting a good payday, and that's why there was a while where like compilation tapes would just have Gorilla Monsoon or Vince McMahon talking to themselves.
Oh, really?
And they would just cut out his comments. There was like cold. There was worries like when the network came out, like did they figure that out?
Oh yeah.
But the thing was, like, all those contracts don't have, a contract he signed in 1988 doesn't talk about streaming rights. Yeah, so they were able to
put a clause in there of all future distribution.
I think he probably did, but they were able to, like, smooth it out with him, and he actually showed up again recently. So.
Oh yeah, where did he show up?
Just backstage at a show, but even him being backstage at a show is.
Well, how old is he now?
It's got to be mid-70s.
I was going to say if he was a wrestler in the 70s.
Yeah.
Or in the 50s.
Yep, and he fought in Vietnam and stuff. So.
Oh, really?
He was a Navy SEAL, yes.
Oh, okay.
But he was...
Long, illustrious career.
Yeah, so after that he went to WCW.
Oh.
And while he was WCW, he was the mayor of Brooklyn Park, Minnesota.
Okay.
Which is like a smaller town, and I think it's probably like a suburb of Minneapolis, because it's where he's kind of always been there. So, and then in 1998, the two Minnesota candidates for governors were both not inspiring a lot of faith in anyone, and he decided to throw his hat in. And
really?
Basically, like through debates and like.
Well, he's a good speaker.
He's a Navy
SEAL.
Right.
Like, that's going to get you a lot of votes right there.
And he was like a true independent. Like there's some things he.
Gotcha.
Like, it wasn't just like a Democrat called an independent or other way around. It was, he straddled the fence on different things.
But was he ever like, was that his first time holding political office? He was never like a state, he's the mayor.
Well, the mayor.
Park,
yeah.
He was never like a state senator or
this
like
was
a state
just,
rep.
yeah.
Okay.
So, and he like, through campaigning and the debates, he kind of was able to, and he won like 37 to 33 to 32. Like, it was a very narrow margin, but he was able to sneak in as a third party candidate.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And really, he probably should have run for like president in 2004 or something, because again, you had two people that weren't
no one cared about.
Yeah, so
inspiring. Yes, that's true.
And maybe a different voice would have at least done something. Who knows?
Right.
But here he comes out to talk with Shawn Michaels and makes a match where it'll be Steve Austin versus The Undertaker versus Triple H. And then right after that, we see Steve Austin has been hit in the head with a cinder block.
Obviously.
So then they make it a number one contenders match. Instead of Steve Austin, they put Chyna in the match.
Well, before that, sorry, I was looking at my notes and we're getting there.
Yes.
So there was a mysterious clock.
Yes, so for 5 weeks before this, they had been showing these countdown to the millennium.
In August or in July, right?
In July, yeah. And at first it was, like, when it first showed up in July, you're like, oh, yeah, New Year's coming. But then, like, as it got closer, you're like, wait, that's not going to end in January.
Like, let's do the math on this.
Yeah. So, it's been, like, they showed it on the beginning of the show, midway through the show, and then at, like, 9:30-ish is when it expired. Went off during the middle of a Rock promo, and it was Chris Jericho.
Yeah.
His big WWF debut.
Fruity Pebble, his, like, pebbles, ponytail on top
Yes, he really went for the outrageous look.
Yes.
But yeah, this was big, like, very exciting, because he hadn't been in WCW for like a couple of months, so everyone knew his contract was running up. That's why, like, half the fans had signs for Chris Jericho.
Okay, yeah. And then they were hyping it up. So.
Yeah, I mean, people were assuming, well, it's going to be something big that's happening if they're hyping it this big. And
right.
So it is Chris Jericho, because in WCW he had been, like, kind of reached the plateau of, like, TV champion level, so, and wasn't going to get above that. They made it pretty clear, so he was like, well, I'm going to go to WWF.
Yeah. His career progression had stalled out.
Yes.
WCW.
Yes. Gotcha. So he makes the big splash here, and we'll talk about his early months. Kind of, it's a little start and stop, but he eventually turns out okay, and he's still wrestling 26 years later.
He stayed healthy.
Yeah, he has, and he's also been a guy who has, like, taken breaks here and there. So
probably a good idea.
Yeah, he knows that you can't just
wrestle nonstop for 26 years and 25 years and get away with it.
Well, I think he's been in AEW pretty consistently now for 5 years, which is...
But how often does he wrestle, though? Like, every week?
Like, kind of. I mean, not every week, but enough that it's not, like, a novelty for him to wrestle.
Gotcha.
It's not a special occasion.
It's not like a Brock Lesnar thing where they wake him up in the lair?
No, yeah.
Does he even come back anymore?
Well, no, he's tied into the whole Vince McMahon unpleasantness, where supposedly...
We don't have to bring it up.
Yeah, part of his contract called for favors, so...
Uh-oh.
Yeah. So
right, we'll
he's persona non grata right now.
Got it. So he's staying in the lair.
Yes, he's back on ice.
Yeah. Gotcha. Okay.
So Chris Jericho comes out, makes his big debut, and it's, like, always cited as one of the top Raw moments, Raw debuts.
Yeah, and people were ready for it, like
you
said.
And then, so back to the main story of the show, though.
It's going to be a long episode, isn't it?
Yes. In the number one contenders match, Chyna wins.
Yes, so it's Triple H versus Chyna. Mankind interferes.
Oh, no, that's the next one.
Oh, sorry. Okay, still.
But yeah, so...
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, so Steve Austin comes out in this one.
Gotcha.
Hits Triple H with a chair and then just makes Chyna cover. And then the next week starts with Triple H being like, just give me the match to Chyna, and Chyna's like, no, you got to beat me.
And I wrote she has no speaking skills.
No, she is not. It's a great promo.
No. She's better at just staring.
Which makes it weird that she thought she could become a great actor.
Oh, well.
After WWF.
an adult film?
Well, yes, that was.
I don't think they were, like,
that was later though. That
okay.
was like she thought leaving WWF in 2001, she'd be like a star, and she got a couple of guest stars in Third Rock from the Sun.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's I think Newman's boyfriend.
Oh.
Or Newman's girlfriend.
I was gonna say, it's kind of.
Oh, it's kind of. Show his kind of sometimes different.
I barely watched that show when it
wasn't.
Well, we watched that. We watched the Vader episodes of Boy Meets World. So
yeah, those are classics. I mean, Vader's a great actor.
All right,
you really feel that he's that kid's son, or that kid's father.
Yeah, he had much better speaking skills.
Yes. So then they do this whole goofy thing throughout that night, where first Mankind helps China beat Triple H. Then Mankind fights China for the number one contendership, and he wins that. But then they make Shane McMahon comes out and makes it Triple H versus Mankind.
This got a little tedious.
And then that ends in a double pin because Shane McMahon and Shawn Michaels are both referees. Mm-hmm. So, and this was the week before SummerSlam. So they went off the air, not really saying what the main event. Okay. Their second biggest show. And then the next day, on the website, though, they announced that it would be
on the
triple
website.
Threat. Yeah.
Did you have your dial-up then? Use your AOL minutes to get to the WWE.com?
Most definitely.
What was that website like?
It was okay. I mean, they kind of did a lot of stuff they tried to push people to the internet pretty early. Like by '99 especially.
Yeah, right?
I would say.
Yeah. That was early.
Like I remember in '96 and '97 it was on AOL. It was like an AOL page.
Oh yeah.
It wasn't like an actual website.
Well, yeah, there was like 5 websites.
Right.
In,
yeah. So it was. Yeah, one of the big first news story, not first, but a big news story broken on the internet by them.
Oh, okay.
So then we get to SummerSlam, though. It is August. Anything else to say in the build-up?
Just they kept adding matches and so that got a little tedious. So, like I said, I overall think I liked this show, but my notes dropped off at a couple points. So. Okay. So actual show.
Yes, actual show, August 22nd at the Target Center in Minneapolis.
Back when Target was the hot. When did Target? I don't know when that came around, but it didn't come to Medina until I was well into high school, and it was
really?
Cool. Oh yeah. No,
I remember it early 90s.
Really?
Yeah. That one on Cicero has been there forever. The one by Tootsie Roll.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, really? That's been there for quite a while.
We didn't get a Target until I was well into high school.
Oh, wow.
It was cool. Anyways, that's...
So, but obviously it's...
We had a 24-hour Kmart, though.
Oh, yeah. Well, not anymore.
Nope. All right, anyways.
So, Target, though, Minneapolis is where it's founded,
yes.
So they have the arena. They also have the Target Field now.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. Is it still the Target Center? I think so. Yeah.
So it's been for a while, then.
Target Corporation was founded and headquartered in Minneapolis since 1902.
Well...
But I wonder, 70 years of that might have been the Target store.
Well, yeah, Marshall Field's been around for a long time too.
Yeah.
A little bit different back then. Alright, so D'Lo Brown versus Jeff Jarrett.
Yes. So this is D'Lo Brown beat Jeff Jarrett to win the Intercontinental title, so he's putting both titles on the line here. And Debra is in her blue sequin.
Weird,
sequin bikini / suit coat.
Circus shirt tails.
Ringmaster.
Yeah. So then she gets sent back.
Yeah,
so
her and Jeff Jarrett argue.
Yeah, and everyone gets mad.
And then D'Lo Brown sees her and says, "Hey, come out with me."
Yeah. Yeah, D'Lo hits some big... I like D'Lo Brown. Hits some power bombs. It's good, man.
Yeah, it's a nice...
who did Jeff Jarrett used to fight always? I think he was always fighting some stuff.
Well, he was tag teams for a while with Owen Hart early in the year, and then... Before that, him and Al Snow were kind of locked up for a little while. So.
Al Snow gets all the crazy theater performance pieces.
Yes.
Yeah, so D'Lo Brown, but then Mark Henry comes out. Yeah,
so on the weekly shows, Mark Henry...
This is such a soap opera.
D'Lo Brown they'd show clips of D'Lo Brown training Mark Henry to try and make him lose weight.
Okay.
Including a show that's very clearly... It was shown on the Chicago Raw. It's very clearly at the Forest Preserve, right across the street from the Allstate Arena, with Jeff Jarrett jumping out of a car and attacking.
That's right.
With the big Forest Preserve trash cans.
Yep.
So, and Mark Henry comes out and attacks his best friend, D'Lo Brown.
So I assume there'll be more to that story.
Yes. Well, the next night, Jeff Jarrett wants nothing to do with the European title, just hands it to Mark Henry, and that's how Mark Henry becomes European champion.
Is anybody from Europe actually the European champion? Any matches?
Well, the first champ was the British Bulldog, won it in Germany against Owen Hart. So.
And since then,
Yeah, that's about it.
Belt around. All right, so yeah, good first match.
Yeah, a nice quick-paced opener. 7.5 minutes, which is a little quicker than usual for like those two guys. Seems like they get a little more time, but that's the thing with this show. There are not a lot of long matches, but they're not.
The next one's kind of long.
Well, yeah, but this is it's like 5 matches.
That's true.
In one, so.
A tag team turmoil match.
So it starts with Edge and Christian against. Well, they're called the New Brood because Gangrel still has to be involved.
Why did they have Gangrel tag along?
I think they had nothing else to do with them.
Yeah.
And I guess they thought he could talk better than the Hardys, which is true, but it's not saying much.
No.
So yeah, so it starts with Edge and Christian versus the Hardy Boys, and just get ready for a lot of that.
I was gonna say, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, and they have by far the longest segment of this match. If it's a 16-minute match, it's probably 8 minutes of it.
Right, because then Edge and Christian win, so then they send out Midian.
And Medina. He's someone from your hometown, I guess.
I don't know who Midian is. I think I might have the Tyler Perry movies.
It's Medea.
No, Midian. I'm thinking of. I think of Entourage, Vinny Chase would play a Colombian drug lord. Okay, well, all right.
That would have been more interesting than Midian and Viscera.
Then Draws and Prince Albert. Oh, so I had a note for you. So how did Edge and Christian get paired up?
Well, they're billed as brothers, but they are actually real life best friends since they were kids.
Aww.
So they
came up
together, and
it
just kind of made sense to
put
them together.
Zayn, Kevin Owens type.
Kind of, yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
And they look similar enough that you could say
blonde-haired guys.
Sure. Yeah, they're brothers.
Yeah. Well, the Kane and Undertaker are brothers.
Yeah.
They're both tall and have brown hair and white skin. So.
Yeah.
So yeah, then they all get tossed, but then it's Farouk and
Bradshaw. Yeah, Edge and Christian run through the Hardys, Midian and Viscera, and Draws and Prince Albert.
We don't have to break down by the number.
No.
Yeah.
And then the Acolytes come out though and just and the Edge and Christian's a good time.
Yeah, that's all right.
And then we have a newcomer, Crash Holly, who just showed up very recently, and him and Hardcore Holly are both doing the thing where they think they're super heavyweights, and they only want to wrestle people that are over 350 pounds.
Oh, okay. Well,
but they also become their fighting cousins.
Oh, that's right.
And they start arguing in the match, and that leads to their downfall.
Yes, the Holly Twins fight against each other. Does anyone care about them?
Kind of. I mean, they're a fine low card. Yeah, it's not like they're main eventing shows, but they're enough of a team.
Gotcha. Yeah, have them close it out against the Acolytes.
Yes, and the Acolytes win, and that makes them number 1 contenders for the tag titles.
Oh, okay.
And then we have El Snow versus the Big Boss.
Road Dogg
before that, Road Dogg comes out and says he wants the winner of the Hardcore title match.
Okay.
Because he's going to go back in that division.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, who else is in that division besides El Snow? Whoever's fighting him that week.
Big Boss Man is.
Yeah, whoever fights him.
Yeah, I guess.
That
month,
you know?
Hardcore Holly kind of was
right,
there. Well, they named this whole one after that whole name for it. So.
That's true.
Yeah, I mean it's not a very vast division, but anyone could kind of wrestle in it.
Yeah, it's El Snow versus whoever feels like wrestling that time.
Yes. So, and then the Road Dogg is cut off by Chris Jericho, though, who comes out and makes his pay-per-view debut with just another promo. And eventually, him and Road Dogg will have a little Chris Jericho's first mini feud.
Gotcha. Yep. And then so they're gonna give him a storyline already.
Yeah.
And then it goes to the hardcore match, which once again Al Snow. And now he instead of having a mannequin head, he has a dog.
Yes, he has a little Chihuahua named Pepper. Yep.
I don't really get any pushback from animal cruelty people. They have a statement at the end being this dog is not used.
I think they think that. I guess that people can assume that.
Okay.
So yeah, and this fun little brawl, they go all the way across the street to a bar.
Well, I knew they were going to end up in the Mississippi River, the Memphis show, so I knew they were going to end up outside. But I did not expect them to end up in a bar across the street where people were very excited.
Yes, people were very excited. I don't know if this bar was showing it or what was going on. But yeah, we got a urinal cake spot, which is always fun.
Yeah. Ugh. And then it ends with Al Snow pinning him on top of the pool table.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
How would you rate this with the other hardcore matches? I think it's better, though. It's at least... It's not as, meandering as some of them.
Yeah, that's true.
It's pretty quick. Again, it's 7.5 minutes, so it doesn't...
Yeah, the one in Buffalo was just okay.
Yeah, I agree. I think this was one of their better hardcore title matches. I enjoyed it.
After watching the Super Bowl, Mankind versus Rock, performance piece, that's
That's the top of it.
Everything else is just not as impressive.
No one's going to say that The Rock... Or that Big Boss Man's a better commentator than The Rock. So.
No. So Al Snow wins. And
he's now the hardcore champion. And then rescues Pepper from the Blue Meanie and Stevie Richards, who...
That's right. Yeah.
And also just takes a crutch from some guy.
That's right.
And just launches it in Stevie Richards' nuts. Very hard.
So did they explain the disappearance of the mannequin head, or not really?
It was... Prince Albert drove a railroad spike through it.
Yikes.
Yeah, so... Yeah. Right, well. But this saga of Al Snow and the Big Boss Man is just getting started.
I know. Well, yes. So, next they kind of hit a lull in my mind.
Any big thoughts on the Ivory versus Tori match? Yeah, this is when the women's division is... They're trying to do... at least it's a real match.
Right, not just
not like a bra and panties match, but... They're not good wrestlers, either of them.
No,
Ivory's big claim to fame was Glow in the late 80s, which is not... I mean, it's wrestling, but it's more stunt work than anything. And Tori, I think she might have been there also.
Yeah, when does the women's division start to kind of turn around? Not for a while.
No, 2015.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some good stuff before then, but that's when it gets consistently
good, yeah. And then the next match I didn't really care for either.
Oh, you don't like Steve Blackman?
I like Steve Blackman that's smacking the shit out of kind of Shamrock. That's fine, but that Lion's Den is just not very conducive.
It's
big spots, right? It's just lots of quick hits and just smacking people with weapons.
I mean, Ken Shamrock is always good for one rebound clothesline off of it, but it's not.
We've watched one of these before, right?
It was the year before. Right? It was him versus Owen. It was Ken Shamrock versus Owen Hart.
Was it in Owen's house or something?
Well, it was in the dungeon.
Yes. Okay.
But then the next month they had the Lion's Den.
Lion's Den, yeah. Sure.
Yeah, and that one was quite a bit better than
this
one, which, I mean, Steve Blackman's not the wrestler that Owen Hart is.
No, R.I.P.
But Ken Shamrock wins.
They have weapons all posted around. They kind of pull them down to the little spots of them.
Yeah.
Ken Shamrock wins. I don't believe. Steve Blackman has been antagonizing Ken Shamrock for a while.
And even though Ken Shamrock won the month before, the next night he gets hit by a car with Steve Blackman. So it is, and this kind of ends this feud. So
okay, all right.
So we get some closure.
Yeah.
And then next, Test versus Shane McMahon. What did you think about this?
Love her or leave her match for Stephanie.
So,
this one was fun.
Yes.
This one turned out really good.
Here's what the stipulations are for Wikipedia. Since Shane lost, he was forced to give his blessing to Stephanie and Test. Had Test lost, he and Stephanie would have been forced to break up and never again see each other.
Oh, no. It's like the Capulets and the Montagues.
So, before the match starts... Before anyone comes out, we hear the Mean Street Posse music.
Yes.
They come out in their Hawaiian shirts. They each have one has a broken arm, a broken ankle, and a broken ribs. He has a neck brace. I don't know how that is exactly.
That Pete Gas had the neck brace. Yeah. Very, very quote unquote injured.
Yes, and they have a couch waiting for them at ringside.
Yes, obviously. This is a good one.
Yeah.
This is entertaining.
Yeah, it's just a total. Like this is a very sports entertainment match. It's not headlocks and takedowns, but it's...
She gets body slammed into the couch.
Yeah.
There's a lot of hitting. There's
a mailbox from Greenwich.
Yes,
obviously. And then there's the framed photo of Shane with the Mean Street Posse that he blasted over.
Yes, and then the Mean Street Posse miraculously recovered from injuries.
Get involved. And
I will say, I was impressed with Shane hitting that flying elbow test. I was like, this guy's going to fit it.
Not only does he... like just dive. He like leaps off the top where he gets more air.
He doesn't just kind of like shift his body.
Yeah, he doesn't do the McFoley jump off.
Right. No, I was impressed by that. I never really thought Shane is much of like a wrestler, but good for him. So
well, he's not much of a wrestler. He's a risk taker though.
Risk taker. Fair.
Yeah.
A lot of 2 counts. We started to drag, but then Patterson and Briscoe
come out and lay waste to the Meat Street Posse is there.
Yes, which is really funny.
And then when it gets down to 1-on-1 without the posse involved, Test is able to take care of it.
So and then Stephanie runs out.
Yes.
So now they can be
together with Shane's blessing.
Yes, obviously. Oh man.
But yeah, a very entertaining match.
That's a good midway one.
This is not one you see Test versus Shane McMahon. You're not thinking.
You're like, but it's everything else around it that makes it funny.
Yeah.
Yes, very much the sports entertainment. Well, the next one's not my favorite either. But
I'm a fan of this one.
Really?
Also. Yeah. So we have the Unholy Alliance, the Big Show and the Undertaker, against Kane and X-Pac, and the story basically is Kane is superpowered and could beat Undertaker or Big Show, but it's whenever X-Pac gets in that he's kind of the weak link of the team.
Of course. Well, the X-Pac bites Big Show, which is pretty gross.
Yes, he does.
I don't know why that's still around.
Gotta break out of that bear hug.
Why are you allowed to do that? Well, should we just ugh. This is after the Evander Holyfield thing, right?
Oh yeah, like 2 years after it.
Yeah.
It was 97.
Was it? That was gross too.
Yeah, he didn't bite Big Show's ear off.
Ugh.
Or his nose off, I guess.
Yeah, it was the ear. That was gross. Anyways, that's a different 90s podcast.
So towards the end, the Big Show hits the choke slam and tries covering with 1 foot. And Undertaker is very upset at this. Tags in, and he hits like a jumping tombstone to X-Pac and covers him for the win. And Undertaker is still pissed off with Big Show, even though they won.
Right. Well, can you blame him?
No.
So why do you like this match?
It's just, I'm a big fan of Big Show and Undertaker as a team.
Why?
Just because, like...
They don't like each other?
The Undertaker's like always ragging on the Big Show still, and... I mean, if they're going to be a tag team, they should win most matches.
Yeah, alright.
And the ending tombstone is just delightful.
Crazy. That's true.
Here, we got a little lull.
This is 10 minutes long?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what was the background on this one?
So, Billy Gunn had been getting involved in the Rock stuff for a while, because he was the king of the ring and just... wasn't going to get to the title match, so just got to settle for this match. And so they'd been feuding back and forth, and Billy Gunn said, like, after I beat you, you're going to kiss my ass. But then decides on the start of the show that he doesn't want The Rock to kiss his beautiful ass.
Oh.
And brings out a large woman.
I feel bad for that lady. Come on.
Well, she was a fan, though.
Okay.
Like, they picked out of the crowd. So
oh, really?
I don't know if that makes it better or worse that they're making fun of this lady who probably got paid like $150.
Right. He brings her out like underneath the cloak.
Yes.
What the hell's going on?
It's a big mystery.
Yeah. So not going to kiss his ass, we kiss her
Yes.
ass. So.
And
this one also kind
not a good match.
No.
Billy Gunn it's kind of the end of Billy Gunn's single push because he's not able to do much with The Rock, and they were like, all right.
You get a lot of 2 counts all over the arena, but that's the thing when like the Billy Gunn is starting to push The Rock and to kiss the fans, they have to do a switcheroo.
The switcheroo, and JR calls it very good that.
Oh yeah.
The Rock just put Billy Gunn's face in that large woman's ass.
Kind of like our son did to our son.
Yes. Well, he did it unforced.
Oh, he did it willingly.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
That's how you get pink eye.
Yeah. I was like, don't do that.
So yeah, and The Rock.
And everyone loves it.
Yeah,
everyone goes crazy.
Then it's the rock bottom of people's elbow, and
people are like losing.
Done with this. Done with Billy Gunn also.
Yeah. So is Billy Gunn go back to being in a tag team with Road
Eventually, he kind of
meanders
around the IC title for a little bit, and then goes back. Once Road Dogg's not making much headway in the hardcore division, they decide to put them back together.
Yeah. Well, they give it a shot.
And then the main event. Mm-hmm. So throughout the show, we should mention Jesse Ventura approaches each guy, telling them about it's got to be clean in the ring.
Yep, not going to call any shenanigans.
Yep. And so, what did you think of the end of this match? I'm interested stood in. Well, actually, before that, we should mention the Shane McMahon spot. So Triple H hits Mankind with a chair and tries to cover, but Jesse Ventura will not count because it wasn't.
Oh yes,
wasn't clean with the chair, and he also had tossed China out.
Right. Yeah,
point.
it was a lot. Was a lot of kind of like chaos at the beginning.
Yeah, a lot of feuding, fighting all over.
Then I see this is where you remind me. So I know Mankind wins, but what would like Jesse Ventura was like, no, I won't do it. I won't cover him.
Yes, and then Shane McMahon comes out, and Austin stuns Shane McMahon just because that's what he does, and then Jesse Ventura throws Shane McMahon out of the ring and says, "That one's for your old man, you little bastard." Which is like, and that was like
that's
fought for. Like I think the night of the show, like everyone was, like all the press was bad mouthing Jesse Ventura for being involved in this. And they didn't know if he'd like even be willing to do it, and they were worried like he'd have to be the outside ref, and he like showed up and was like, "Screw what everyone thinks, I'll do whatever you want me to do."
Nice.
And that involved calling Shane McMahon a bastard,
which I'm sure he enjoyed.
Yes.
Yeah, no, he's a good performer too.
Yeah, and then so Triple H hits a pedigree. Mankind throws him out of the ring and hits the double arm DT and pins Steve Austin pretty cleanly, actually.
Yeah.
And Mankind walks off with the title. And so this seemed like it was all building to Triple H winning. I don't know if you felt that way or not, but...
I ended up going with expectations.
Yeah, because, I mean, he was like building up, and it seemed like this was a lot. But supposedly they didn't want the Jesse Ventura like photo op at the end to be with the heel, so that's why they had the kind of inserted Mankind in and had him win because Steve Austin needed time off for his knees.
Gotcha. Yeah.
As Triple H attacks the knees afterwards,
obviously
to end the show, which was also kind of weird that they did. So they have it Mankind or Jesse Ventura holding up Mankind's title win, and then as they're leaving, Triple H like attacks Austin. Like, it would have made more sense maybe to have the show end and then like show the next night after.
That's true.
It went off the air. Triple H attacks Steve Austin or something.
Yeah, I agree. That was odd.
But so then the next night they keep building, like it keeps building up and up more even as Triple H demands a match and then threatens JR because all the big time faces are friends with JR and says he'll break his arm if Mankind doesn't give him the match. Then he does break his arm anyways, but Shane McMahon still makes the match. And Triple H wins the title here the night after in Des Moines, Iowa instead of at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
And so he wins, and then the next night they tape the first actual episode of SmackDown. Okay. Not the pilot.
Gotcha.
And there they announce it'll be The Rock versus Triple H. Shawn Michaels makes the match.
That's right, yeah.
And then at the very end of the match, though, as The Rock hits the Rock Bottom, goes for the People's Elbow, he runs right into Sweet Chin Music from Shawn Michaels.
That's right, yes.
And Shawn Michaels aligns with his friend Triple H again. Mm-hmm. And then
this is not good, Shawn. This is for Shawn Michaels.
And right after this, Shawn went on the WWE.com show Bite This and went off about how Triple H is the only deserving champion since him. Oh. And that's the last we see of Shawn Michaels for like 7 months.
All right.
I think
he's going to go back to his home planet.
Yes, he goes back to his home planet, and he's not seen till like May, I think. Okay. Yeah, he doesn't even show up for WrestleMania.
All right. Well, I won't hold my breath into see.
Yeah, so there's no real resolution to the.
No Survivor Series.
No. And then we watched the next Raw. So the next two Raws then were on 2 hours later due to the U.S. Open. Ah. But this was when Raw was so hot that they were still beating Nitro in the ratings, even with them being 2 hours later and Nitro being unopposed when they were on.
Oh, that's bad.
Yeah. And the first one of these, we see the birth of the Rock and Sock Connection.
Oh, okay.
As they fight the Big Show and the Undertaker and win the tag team titles.
Okay. I dropped off. I didn't have any notes about that one.
Yeah, that's fine. It's more the moment of them teaming up than the actual match.
Got it.
And then we went to that next SmackDown where, so the Big Boss Man stole Pepper.
Yep. Obviously.
And wanted a match with Al Snow and got it and won the hardcore title, but still kidnapped Pepper. Then said he'd meet him in his hotel on SmackDown.
I kind of saw this coming. It's like the little trick in the book. It was clearly shitty Chinese food.
Yes. So he tells El Snow to sit down first. He wants to give him some food before Pepper comes back from the groomers.
Mm-hmm.
And then tells him to make sure he doesn't choke on a paw.
Yeah.
And it's revealed that he fed Pepper.
Yeah, Boss Man fed Pepper to El Snow.
Which supposedly is something that Mr. Fuji did in real life to his neighbor.
Oh.
He supposedly killed his dog and fed him to him.
Yikes, that's twisted.
Yeah, so it was like a weird twisted.
I just thought of the South Park episode.
Yes, with Scott Tenorman Must Die.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
And I'm sure Mr. Fuji wasn't the first person to do
Probably
it.
not.
Probably
yeah.
like Tails all the time.
Yes, you know.
Spiting.
Feeding someone's dog to them.
Yeah, for spite.
And then.
And it was a Buried Alive
Yeah,
match.
so there's a Buried Alive tag team match, which is.
This could have been good at SummerSlam. Or like a little gimmicky type thing. Maybe not as the main event, but like.
Yeah, I think.
I guess they had the Mean Street Posse as their like.
Is there.
A silly match.
Yeah,
the silly
match. Yeah, and this
like
was kind of also. We'll see it. What they do at the next pay-per-view, like they have all the main guys in one match, which ends up happening here also, but you know, not in a tag team title match.
Gotcha.
So this features the Big Show just straight tossing the Mankind across the stage onto the burial site, and he just one-hops it right into the grave, where he lands on his hip. Like,
ooh, yeah,
that is a brutal spot. And then in the back, Triple H attacks The Rock, and then King attacks Triple H, or chases after Triple H. And then at the burial site, at the burial ground, The Undertaker and Big Show kind of have Mankind ready to get buried, and then Triple H comes out and just hits the Big Show in the head with a sledgehammer.
Yeah.
Which is just
unnecessary.
Yeah, and then buries Mankind anyways. Right, so it's kind of setting him up that he takes out everyone.
Yeah, I mean, definitely pushing the Triple H thing.
Yes, he is definitely the main, especially these early SmackDowns where the first couple weeks of SmackDown, it was more the main show, because since Raw was on later, they knew they'd have more viewers on SmackDown. And yeah, but then, as it seems like he's vanquished everyone, an ambulance pulls up.
Oh, yeah.
Presumably to take the brain dead Big Show or the buried alive Mankind, but Steve Austin pops out of the back.
Obviously.
Attacks Triple H, and eventually tries to run him over with...
Right. He like throws Triple H in the ambulance and gets in the truck that happens to be right there and T-bones the ambulance.
Luckily, on the Saturday shows, they revealed that Shane McMahon was able to open the back and get Triple H out just in time.
Oh, good.
Before he was killed.
Yeah, right. Sheesh.
Yeah, so lots of stuff happening.
Steve Austin not get himself injured from all those stunts? I guess he's like a good stunt driver.
I think there he's just driving a semi into an ambulance, and it's probably...
He's wearing a seatbelt. He's not going so fast.
Yeah,
he's fast enough to make an impact, but not
not he's gonna fly.
Right.
Out.
Yeah, he's not gonna fly through the windshield.
And he's a hillbilly who has plenty of driving experience, so he was able to.
Yeah, he's always driving something. He's driving cement trucks, milk trucks,
Zambonis, monster trucks.
What's the craziest thing he's driven out on?
I think the Zamboni was just.
It's pretty good. Yeah.
I mean, the bear truck was cool just because it, like, shifted the Titantron. It was so big, but I think the as far as things that, the strangest thing to see driven was probably the Zamboni.
I like that WrestleMania a couple years ago. You got a 2x4,
yes,
or a 4-wheeler.
Yes, because he's not. Those damn dome shows, entranceway is too long for him to walk it down.
True. Yeah, so I guess now I look about it in totality, pretty good. Not like. I don't know, what have they the ratings? It's something one of the better ones.
Yeah, I think it's this year especially. I think it's one of the better ones. Yeah, because we had WrestleMania at 7.5 and 8.
I was gonna say this one's an 8.
Yeah. So 8. I'll go 8.5 actually, just to kind of because last year's SummerSlam was a big one for us. You had 8.5 and I had 9.5.
Oh, okay,
so I think that's still my highest graded show.
Really?
Overall, yeah.
I have to find my notes from that.
Well, that was the Highway to Hell and Rock Triple H ladder match. So it was pretty big time. All right, top 2 matches from here.
I think the Test McMahon one has to be in there, not because of them, but because of everyone else.
I will also put that as my number 1.
I guess the main event.
Yeah, the main event's it's fine. It should. Feels like
We should do
it should be
a
more.
month we all watch just main events. Have we done that before?
What do you mean?
Just like all the matches we watch are main events.
Yeah, we can do that.
After we're done with
Yeah.
whatever you have planned for how many years we're going to be doing the rewatches, but we remember we used to do that.
Yeah, well, it was more
Like by a wrestler.
by
theme.
wrestler. Yeah. Mankind, Triple H.
Just did have a lot of drama though. I like the Jesse Ventura angle. Like he did a good job.
Yeah, he
playing his role.
plays his role really, and he was
well.
also
Yeah.
the guest ref at the first SummerSlam, so they kind of tie that in.
Okay.
There, he was a little bit more Jesse the body. Here he's
Gotcha.
Jesse the mind, and kind of the
Okay.
button up. You know, just
Yeah.
a regular ref shirt and some track pants.
He didn't want the Ken Shamrock like bike shorts.
No, he
like-
did not. No. The first one he has like black
okay.
jeans and like a ruffled shirt with his
ruffled
bandana. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But overall, yeah, I think this was a strong show. It's kind of one of their peaks, I would say. Is some stuff's going to happen soon that kind of affects stuff, but
I'm trying to look up Jesse Ventura SummerSlam. He has got a lot of goofy outfits.
yeah, he's very eccentric in his wardrobe.
Yeah, looks like it. All right, I'm not gonna.
Yeah, well,
Suck
you
down
could find
this
that some
rabbit
other
hole,
time.
yeah.
Yep, but
no, pretty good.
yeah, and so to kind of place set where we are, the Brain Dead Big Show and Undertaker are now the tag champs. Steve Austin has returned and wants to fight Triple H, and Al Snow is eating his pet dog.
Yep, that sounds about right.
And one thing we didn't watch is that Tess proposes to Stephanie, and she accepts.
Oh, obviously.
And eventually, Shane McMahon comes out and shakes Tess' hand and says he was the better man. So, and the Mean Street Posse is not happy about this, but
so it goes.
yes. So that's where we'll pick up next time. We'll have to watch. There will be some build-up that we have to watch up to Unforgiven.
Okay. Oh, Unforgiven is the name of the September one?
Yes, they changed it from an April show to a.
Gotcha. I forgot to
September
ask,
show.
what was your reaction to this at the time?
I was very happy that Mankind won. I was not expecting it though at all.
Yeah.
I thought for sure Triple H was going
Yeah.
to win,
Well,
but I mean he got it the
the
next
next
night,
day.
so it was.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Cool.
we'll pick it up there next
All
time.
right.
Bye.
Bye.